everyone, welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are new to the channel, I am your host as always, Rasheed White. So as you can see with the title, the news is already out there already. Nate McMillan's actually gone as head coach of the Atlanta Hawks, and I don't know, I think maybe he actually had this coming. There was a whole bunch of rumblings with him and Trae Young not actually getting along, and wanting Trae Young to actually become a better defender. Now, is that actually impossible due to his frame, like his whole body frame, and you want him to become a lockdown defender? I don't know. We're going to actually explore into that, but let's see. The Atlanta Hawks has actually dismissed Nate McMillan, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. They're in the middle of a disappointing 29-30. I agree. Listen, this stage should actually be way, way better. You know, they actually got some real talent on that team, and I don't know if Nate McMillan was actually able to get guys to kind of buy into their roles. But as far as someone I mentioned, if there's any kind of beef between him and Trae Young, we know there was something about a couple of months ago where he actually sent Trae Young home. And listen, this is a player-driven league over here, man. These are the stars. It's actually easy to replace a coach. You know, there's a whole bunch of good coaches out there, but there's not that many Trae Youngs around there. And I actually like the way Trae Young was actually playing when they actually made it to the finals runs. He didn't over dribble. He was actually really kind of tough to guard. But as far as him actually playing defense, I mean, it's definitely doable for him. I mean, you can, a lot of guys make a lot of mistakes. You can, I don't know what he was actually doing because I don't really watch him that much, but there's a lot of defensive mistakes that players actually make. You could have, let's say, for example, you have a player that's actually not a great shooter. Let's say they're cold, and Trae Young will do an aggressive closeout on a non-shooter, or not communicating on defense, or not fighting over screens, and not projecting where the next pass will actually come from. What let's say the person who's guarding him, and I don't know, man. It's a lot of things, but Trae Young doesn't actually have the athleticism or the foot speed to really be a lockdown defender. I believe his height is almost 6 feet, 5'11", and then you're asking them to go against a Ja Morant. I mean, there's big point guards out there, man. 6'3", 6'4". That's like hyper athletic, like a Ja Morant. And you're asking him to actually run the offense of the team. I don't think they have another point guard that they can share the ball handling responsibilities with. So that would actually help if you had another point guard there that can actually you can play them together. Maybe Trae can actually defend better, but they expect these guys to actually play defense in the NBA. And Nate McMillan was really hard, and maybe his approach wasn't that great. You got to actually know the personnel, the person that you're actually talking to. Some people are very sensitive; they can actually be coached hard, but then there's others that can't. And there's ways to say, "Hey, listen, Trae's not actually guarded. Listen, good effort, Trae." You can say good effort, Trae, but you can actually, maybe understand where at the you see this in the NBA. You see a lot of guys let's say Jalen Brunson, for example. I was watching the Nets and the Knicks. Jalen Brunson is a left-handed player, and you'll see that. Spencer Dinwiddie. Hold on. Oh, my damn light fell over here. Sorry about that. All right. Let's adjust this camera. All right. So you'll see that Spencer Dinwiddie was actually playing his right hand, just playing him right and then letting Jalen Brunson go to his left hand. Or you'll see Jalen, what he actually does is he waits for you to be out of defensive guarding position, and then he'll attack. Your defense is not set. So this is some of the things that, as defenders, that I think Nate McMillan kind of wants, regardless of the athleticism or the foot speed. Let me see other defensive mistakes that players actually make. And I'm just trying to think over here, man. I should have wrote some notes down. So Nate McMillan's old school sensibilities made him an odd fit in the modern NBA. He got into dispute with star point guard Trae Young in the middle of the season when Young chose to sit out of a shoot-around so he could receive treatment for an injury. McMillan told Young that he can either come off the bench that night or miss the game entirely. Young chose the latter. Yeah, I mean, listen, if he has a shoulder injury, and I'm pretty sure, and I think that's what some of these coaches want. They want these guys to actually play through injuries, fight through injuries, and a lot of them, really kind of doesn't want to do that. So that's one of the problems right there. So, yeah, this is supposed to be a significant season for Young in Atlanta, as the Hawks acquired All-Star point guard DeJounte Murray in the offseason to pair with Young. So the hope that Murray's elite defense will allow him to fit well with Young when they played together, and that having another. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised, man. There's a lot. I'm just hearing there's a lot of friction that was going on between like Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. There's a lot of the players that were actually looking up to DeJounte Murray rather than Trae Young. And I don't know, man. That old school style, it's just a different breed of player, man. And hopefully, Nate McMillan can actually really adapt to that. I'm just talking about Jalen Brunson. They had him in the ads right there. He can actually adapt and adjust, and just learn how to deal with people, how to approach people. You don't want to be the guy actually playing hoops, and the person misses the layup, and you start bitching and moaning and crying. Oh man, I played with guys like that. Where one of my teammates missed the layup, I'll be like, "Don't worry about it. Let's say we'll get him on the next one." So. I don't know. I think Nate had this one coming. I could be wrong, but you gotta know how to actually deal with people, and yeah, man. Hopefully he actually gets another job. I want to see Stephen A. Smith's response to this. Is he gonna say, "Oh, another black man got fired"? Oh, man. And does Udoka actually come into play over here and actually can turn this thing around? So who knows? I mean, it's official with the Boston Celtics. They have Joe Mazzulla. He's actually promoted to head coach, and they are going in that direction. I guess what's his name? Udoka's out, so we'll see what actually happens with the Atlanta Hawks. All right, so I'll wrap the video up. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.